Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to
Hey.
Tea Time with Bunky. Um, a special edition, actually, of Tea Time with Bunky, a Sunday edition.
Mhm.
I'm here with Mr. 2Humble Productions himself, Mr.
Hey.
Anthony Covington Jr.,
Yes,
a
thank you for
young
having me.
black man who is manifesting, plural, because it's continual,
Mhm.
manifesting your destiny. Let me
Yes.
tell the people, my people, your people know about you, which is the younger generation. Anthony got his BA in communications in Buffalo
Mhm.
State,
Buffalo. Yep.
Buffalo State in media and
Commu-
communications. May not think this is important, but I think it's very important. You shortly worked at TMZ as a field producer. You're going to talk
Mhm.
about what that is because I have no idea what a field producer is.
Got you.
And you had this vision of Two Humble Productions. But I just want to know, we want to know. But first of all, I told you before when I
Yeah.
first was on your show, I'm very proud of you. I'm
Yes.
so proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Because, especially being a young black man, Sullivan County, there's not much of anything to do. You
Mhm.
could have gone either way, right? You could have
Mhm.
done anything you wanted to do, but you kept it positive. You went to school
Yeah.
and you're doing good things.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell the people a little
So
bit about you.
okay, well, I'm born and raised in Liberty. Like you said, I did go to Buffalo State, but it wasn't for school at first. A lot of people, obviously you go for school, but I honestly went to college to
Mm-hmm.
continue my football career.
Okay.
That was like the main thing that got me to go to school. There wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. At first, there was no production. There was no thinking about me doing anything besides playing football.
Uh huh.
Like that was like my like if I'm not going to college to play football, why am I going to college in the first place, right?
Okay.
But yeah, but while I was there, uh, I was like, I gotta use what football can give me,
Right.
you know, use the resources that I had. And I was always told when I was younger, you're good at talking, you're real personable, animated, stuff like that. I could see you on television or something like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, all right. So when I got to Buff, I decided I wanted to study communications and media production so I would be able to articulate myself better, you
Okay.
know? So I was like, I need to go to school to learn how to talk in front of a lot of people. Because I at first I that wasn't me. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't I wasn't a talker in front of large crowds. I was real nervous. I would stutter, all this, a whole bunch of stuff. Even though I still have problems here and there, but I get through it.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So I go to school, Buff, start the communications program. I'm taking all these classes with public speaking, and then I'm doing production classes, learning how film, watching a lot of film and everything. And then once I started doing that, I was like, yo, this is amazing. Like the cinematography to me, I don't know. I just like the way it makes me feel. I just like looking at movies and different cuts and different scenes and the music inside of them. I don't know. It makes me feel some type of way. I don't know. Yeah. So so I was at school, um, did a couple podcasts at school. Actually, I didn't even know what podcasts were at the time. A couple of my friends had podcasts. I went on them. I went on the radio with them, and I was like, "No, this is fun. Like, I really like this, and I can see myself, doing this." So again, while we're at school, me and my friends were always talking about, let's do a podcast, let's do a podcast, let's do a podcast, but we never did it. I'm gonna be honest. It was just all talk, right? We were just talking, we were just talking, we were just talking. I graduate from college, right? Then I go, Thunder 102. Have you ever heard of Thunder 102? It's out here. It's a country station.
No.
Okay, so I interned at Thunder 102, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm getting more experience on the radio, right? So now I'm like, yeah, I really like this. So again, me and my friends, now I'm at home with my friends at home, and we're talking about a podcast, but we're not doing it, right? We're just talking. We're just talking. We're just talking. So how it really got started is my dad one day asked me, "Yo, you've been talking about the podcast forever. Are you going to do it?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." And I was lying. I was just because he always was asking me, right?
Right.
I was like, "Yeah." So then he basically looks at me and he was like, you need to stop being I don't want to curse, right? But yeah, B word,
I get it.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, like you keep saying all this, right? You keep saying this and that and blah blah blah, but you're not doing it,
Right.
right? He's like, you're not doing it,
Went and got that
like.
degree and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah, exactly. He's
Right.
like, you're saying you want to do this, but then you're all talk. You're just
Right.
all talk. Da 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 da. And I felt some type of way. I'm like, what are you talking about? Nah, nah, nah. So I'd say like a week later, I was with my friends. Right, there was five of us. We were at my friend's house, and we always have real intellectual conversations. It's just about a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about culture, right, and how it pertains to everyone and whatnot. So I had took my cell phone out and I just said, you know what? Here we go. I put the cell phone in the middle, and I was like, let's just talk. Let's just go. We're gonna go from there,
Mm-hmm.
right? We do it. They don't know I'm gonna put it out. They just thought I just recorded it just to record it. But I go home that night and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out. We can't be scared anymore. We got to see what the reaction is.
So you recorded it, and they didn't. Did they
They,
know you were recording?
they knew I was recording, but they
Okay.
didn't know I was gonna release it to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. So I was just like, you know what, I got to release it. I just want to see what feedback we get.
Right.
So I released it, and surprisingly, we got a lot of good feedback. And now I don't know if that's just because people like us. Because if I go back and listen to it now, it's terrible, right? It wasn't good at all, right? But people were like, "Oh, this is dope. You guys are good. Da da da. You should keep going."
Hmm.
So once I got that positive feedback, I was like, "All right, guys, I think we should try to keep this going,"
Right.
right? So we made, and you guys can go look on Apple Podcasts,
Apple Podcast.
because you can hear all our old episodes and see how crazy we were and unorganized, and it was wild. So I'm like, you know what, I think we're gonna start doing this, right?
Hmm.
So there was really no organization
Uh-huh.
at first. We just got on and had a topic and tried to be funny. We were just talking, but I was putting them out every single day. I was like, you know what, we're just gonna keep getting the feedback, see what people say. So then it got to the point where I was like, people aren't going to want to just listen to us, right? They're going to want to see us, all right? So we got to switch from audio to video,
Okay.
right? And then when we did that, I was like, I feel like more people will, get in tune with us, because a lot of people listen to the radio and they listen to podcasts, but it's more of they want to see you. They want to see your reactions. They want to see all that stuff. So what we did was we started going live on Facebook. Made the Facebook page, started going live. Um, and then we got to a point where some of my friends was like, I don't know if I want to do this, da, 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 this and that. So I was like, all right, um, I'm going to make an LLC. You know,
Hmm.
I was like, I need to make an LLC, because I think I can push this to become something bigger than just a podcast.
Hmm.
I like, yeah, we talk about music and stuff, but I like sports, politics. Like I like a whole bunch of different things. So when I was like, let's switch this from a podcast to a production company. That's why it's 2Humble Productions.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. They just see Too
Yeah, I
Humble.
didn't know.
Yeah, see, they see 2Humble, right? And it's productions. That's just a podcast. No, 2Humble Productions is the company. The 2Humble podcast is the first production from 2Humble Productions. Yes,
Congrats. So this is the first of what's to
of
come.
of of so much more. I'm talking about. I will have sports shows. I'm gonna have educational shows. Like, my thing is, I'm gonna build my platform up, right,
Hmm.
to where people are gonna want to come put their stuff on my platform.
Hmm.
Like their sports shows, their educational things. My thing was, I wanted to be what BET wasn't for us, because BET's nothing. I don't know if you watch BET. If you watch
Back in the
BET,
day. Now I just
may,
watch. Yeah.
but it was never really nothing. It was music, right? But it never really educated us,
Right.
right? So if you see, when I first started the podcast, it wasn't even music. I was at the Black Lives Matter rallies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You see, yeah, doing that, getting people to come up and talk on that, because
Hmm.
I think that stuff is important.
Right.
As much as I love music, um, I think we need to educate ourselves as well.
Absolutely. And you
So,
welcome the politicians on. You did all of that.
and I did get some backlash for that, to be honest, from my younger group, because I don't know if you know, but everybody my age or younger, they hate the police, they hate the government, they
Yeah.
hate everything, right? So I got people telling me like, oh, how are you gonna have the DA up there, da 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 da, and I'm like, so you could talk to them,
Right.
because if you have a problem with them, why wouldn't you want to talk to them?
Right.
You know,
Absolutely. Right.
exactly, or voice your opinion. Call up. I had people hitting my phone that whole week before. I had what's her name?
Megan.
Yes, Megan. I had her up there. Oh, you really about to have her up? I'm about to call up and do this and say this. And I'm like, listen, me personally, it's freedom. If you feel some type of way and you want to, voice yourself, call up, tell her how you feel, right? But do not go on social media and talk all this da 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 da. But I gave you the chance.
Right.
I gave you the chance
Right.
to get whatever you had off your chest with this
Directly
lady.
from the source. Right.
Eh, you know,
Right.
so Yeah, I forgot where I what was the question? I'm sorry. I talk so
No,
much.
we were talking about bringing in the politicians
Yeah,
and
yeah,
giving them a platform.
yeah. Which I saw we needed up here because there was never. I don't
There
know.
isn't.
There was.
Everybody's comfortable. That's what it is. Because people run. You have the same people running for office, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they automatically think they're a guaranteed win, you know.
Yes.
And what your show probably did, where I believe it was Labuda that was running against him, who instantly thought he was an
He was
automatic
gonna win.
win,
Yep.
but you brought a new audience, a new group of eyes to it that would have never had the opportunity to hear what
Mm-hmm.
was going on, see what was going on. And when he refused to come on, but he said he was,
Mm-hmm.
I really think that hurt him.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. I mean, and then I saw they did the which I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna do, but I decided not to do it. I was gonna have that debate,
To debate.
yeah, with both of them, but the
Yeah.
ecstasy ended up doing it. Shout out ecstasy. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I was like, nah, because like again, like I'm into politics, but I'm not crazy into politics.
Right. I
So like
understand.
I don't want to speak to these people,
Hmm.
not knowing what to be talking about, not knowing so much about them.
Right.
Because I had people calling me, telling me so much about this Labuda guy. I'm talking crazy. I'm like,
I
do I
mean,
even want to sit next to him? Because if I sit next to him and I don't interrogate him or question him like the people want me to, I'm a sellout,
right.
right? And I'm like, but I don't really know him like that. All I'm
Right.
going off of these stories that people are telling me.
Right.
But yeah, he had a lot. He had a lot of baggage. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I know. I know. I
Yeah,
do. I do. I was like nervous when he was. No lie. When I heard he was coming on the show, I was like, "Oh my God, how is this gonna go?" But then another part of me knew that he was not
not gonna.
coming in your environment. I
Nah,
just
yeah.
knew it. I knew it because they have a certain demographic, a certain group of people that they're targeting. So they
Mm-hmm.
don't care anything about the young black folk. And people, I may get backlash for that, but that's what it is. Hello, I'm 50. I grew
Not,
up in
not. It's the
Sullivan
truth.
County. I know what it is. So, but you guys, y'all changed it. You changed the whole outcome of that election. I really
Yeah, that
believe so.
was. Yeah, and shout out to Megan. She's a dope lady. I'm not gonna lie. I applaud her for sitting next to me and like talking to me. Coming here because I didn't know who she was.
Right.
And I know she didn't know who I was.
Right.
But she was. It was comfortable. She talked. It was
Right.
amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. I was so nervous
Hmm.
because I'm like, yo, I hope she talks because
Right.
that's probably one of the biggest issues I have when I have guests.
Hmm.
Right, it's probably the hardest thing. I have guests who come up here and they will freeze, like they won't talk to me, and I'm
Uh huh.
like, what are we? What are you, like? You're supposed to be talking about you,
Right.
yeah. But she came up here. She answered every question in detail.
Hmm.
But yeah, she was great. She was great, and I plan on doing more stuff with politics in the future, though.
Especially because September election, we have an election coming up in September.
But we do see. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
there's yeah, I mean, like they just had like the school board elections, um,
Yeah.
and people don't really. I mean, like I can admit when my boys were little, I didn't go to board meetings. Hello, I had to work. I had 3 kids. I had to feed them. I didn't have time to go to
Mm-hmm.
board meetings, and you miss out. And it's those parents that have that luxury, the luxury
To yeah.
of going to know what's going on. But September, no, November. September, you're going to start seeing all the signs out. But in November, it's more local town
Town.
election. Because I
Yeah.
know Fallsburgs is coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you see yourself on the board.
What? I'm not a politician.
You don't
I'm
got to
not.
be a politician to be on the board of was this board of education?
No, this one right here is for the town. They already
Oh,
had the board of it.
oh,
This is
oh,
for like the
okay.
town supervisor, the chair people, like Monticello had.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
That's coming up. Yeah, me. Yeah, I can never. No, no. We don't get down like that. Okay,
Not
so
fair.
you answered that one question. I was wondering, where do you see Too Humble, and
Yeah, I'm
you're
big media
manifesting it.
platform.
Absolutely, it's wonderful.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we not
Oh, your
stopping.
dad is so proud.
Yes, yes,
And
he is. Even though
I
he
know
gives me
your mom.
slack sometimes because he'd be like, "Oh, you got," because I'm not gonna lie, Too Humble is my job. I work on Too Humble every single day. right? I'm going to be working for myself in the future. I will not be working for anyone. I will have one of the biggest companies in the world,
I hear you.
right? So,
Speak it.
so I'm not a 9 to 5 person, and not saying that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
You understand? Because
It's a
there's
passion.
not. Yeah, but for me, I like to create. I like to work on my own terms, like, and I just I can't wake up and go do something for BS for the next however many years of my life,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Or at least not right now. You understand? Which I try to tell a lot of people. Like, I'm young.
Right.
Most people work what for, like, you get your pension after what, 20, 25 years or something like that.
Like
All right,
25 years.
25 years, right? So hypothetically speaking,
But that's if you're
right?
at the same job.
Yes, if you're at the same job,
Yeah.
if you're at the same job, but I'm 27. I don't have to get into that, like, world
Hmm.
until I'm in my, like, mid 30s, almost 40, because I could work 20 plus years. I
Hmm.
can chase my dream right now,
Yeah.
till I'm 30 something. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But a lot of people, because my dad, he's old. He's old too. You need a.
What is
He's
old? What is
okay,
old?
not old. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. He's
Okay,
not
I'm
old.
like,
He's
what
not.
is? All
Okay,
right.
he's older.
Okay.
You got to get the job. You got to do this. And I'm like, of course I hear you, right? But I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't need to do that. And I'm okay with struggling, right? I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with struggling for what I want. So if that means I'm down and I got to struggle and to pay for this, and because I'm working on myself, then that's just is what it is. I'm cool with that because I'm gonna get to where I gotta go. It's
Right.
all about progression. It's not gonna happen overnight.
Right.
You're gonna be down. There's gonna be times where stuff is gonna suck. You
Tyler
know
Perry slept in his car,
exactly. He slept in his car.
and look at him today.
And that's what I'm saying. You
Right.
can't rush it. You have to stay the course.
Right.
You
And
have
and
to.
I but I get where your dad's coming from.
No, I get it
And
too
I
because as a
also get
parent.
I totally get where you're coming from. I mean,
Hmm.
like I can see it. I mean, like you have a large following now. Like
Hmm.
it's it's unlimited. You know, that there's no ceiling.
There
You
isn't.
keep grinding and doing what you're doing, whatever. I mean, it's so good to see, especially here in Sullivan County, when young black positive men, because you have young black men doing their own thing.
Hmm.
But when you see them following the right path, you know, it's just, and you're one of them. I was like, oh, I can't wait. You help me because I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know what, where am I supposed to go with this?
Hmm.
You told me you gave me the platform to use,
Hmm.
and I'm starting a new journey, but I still work a 9 to 5, and I'm 50, you
Hmm.
know. So, is it going to be like you? Absolutely not, because that's never been my dream, my goal.
Don't.
But you never know, you know.
Exactly.
And I, but let me ask you. This is a political thing or whatever. It's not
Hmm.
quite political, just a little bit. Now, when you had, because you had um, Greco on,
Yeah.
you had Banks on,
Yeah.
and you had Nicolados on.
Hmm.
Out of those men, right? Do you still keep in touch with them? Do you see them doing any of the things that they said they were going to do? I mean, like, even though Greco didn't win, he's still very present. He won
Yeah.
in my eyes.
Yeah. Greco well, I know Greco more than the other two.
Okay.
Because I played in all of Greco's leagues when I was younger.
Okay.
Right. I like Greco. I mean, I like all three of them. Don't get me wrong. I like
Right.
all three of them.
It's not even about this. You
Um.
don't have to like anybody.
Yeah. But Greco is still. I I think he should have won because I think he would have helped the community a lot more. I think he's a real community type of guy. Not saying that the other two aren't,
Right.
but he's really community. Like he
Right.
he he brings people out.
Right.
Those, like, I saw your episode with him with the sports,
Hmm.
right? People don't understand how big that really is. Like,
Yeah.
sports literally changes people's lives. Like I said, I don't go to college,
Hmm.
right? And do what I want to do if I'm not had the mindset that I wanted to play football,
Right.
right? I'm gonna be honest with you, all the stuff that I do now, right? And how persistent and discipline and all that does not come if I do not play football,
So
right?
you still
Football.
play?
No, but I'm saying me playing in college
Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
high
You play.
school and
Right.
working for all that has molded me into the person that I am now, like to why I have the work ethic that I have and why I'm so determined. Because when I played football, that's all it was.
Right.
That's like, you have to be accountable for stuff.
Right.
You have to be disciplined. You have to work. Things are going to go wrong, but you have to find a way.
Right.
Right. That's what football taught me. And to be honest, I think that's the best sport in life. Like
Football.
football and life
Hmm.
go hand in hand. Like my life in football is, I don't know. It's just,
Well, that discipline actually started when y'all was in Pop Warner, because like
yeah.
I think I told you before, like I was like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who he is, and Ro and Jay were like, no, you know who he is. I'm like, no, I don't know who he is. Ro was like, he played football with me on Pop Warner. Like I'm like, there was a million of y'all. I know who he
Yeah,
is.
me and Russ. Yeah.
But what you guys had to focus on, because I know it was my struggle with Ro. You guys had to make that weigh in.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah,
I never had to
that
do
was
that.
that was
And
all it is. I'm
yeah,
not even gonna
yeah.
lie. That was so that's it started there too, because
Mm-hmm.
I remember times Russell's like, I'm just gonna drink water today. What? you know,
Yep.
yeah, that discipline. So I
Yes.
and people that don't play sports or don't have that real team
Yeah.
mindset, they really aren't. They're everywhere.
I think
Really,
I think all kids should play sports
I think
at
so too.
some age, just because it teaches you so many life lessons,
Yeah,
so many life lessons.
yeah. Especially being a team player,
Exactly,
you have to
and
learn
hard
discipline.
work.
Yes. And everybody's not a winner. I don't care what they say. Somebody is losing. Everybody doesn't
Yes,
get a trophy.
yeah,
Somebody has to,
I don't like that. That
no.
gets me upset. That
Yeah.
really gets me. I actually got into a little, not an argument, but some lady on the Sullivan County page said,
Oh,
yeah, her daughter. They was mad because her daughter um, wasn't about to play on the varsity team because the school doesn't have JV sports,
mm-hmm.
right? So all the kids who would be on JV are now on varsity,
Okay.
right? And the coach basically told the kids like, you're not going to play because you're
Mm-hmm.
you're not good enough right now, you
Exactly.
know. And the mom goes and makes this petition saying, "Oh my, it's messed up for the kids. The girls, they're telling them they can't play. Da da da. They worked. We bought all this gear and everything." So I go and I usually have no comment on that, anything, right? But I'm like, "Yo, like, why are you crying? Like, she just has to get better. Like,
Right.
that's all it is. Like, she's not gonna play this year. She should use that as motivation,
Exactly.
right? To be like, all right, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get better. So when I come back next year, I don't give that coach a reason to tell me I'm not playing."
Right. Well, she's lucky she was on the team.
Exactly. And then, the parent, it's first, there's not like they're in the big leagues and all this and then all this other stuff. And I'm like, how do you think people get to the big leagues?
Yeah. They work hard and they craft their skill.
They
Oh, please.
It's all about repetition and being persistent.
Exactly. I mean, what are you striving for if everybody is winning? You
Ex-
got to
that,
lose sometimes. Otherwise, you're not going to push harder
and you
to
got to
get
learn
better.
how to lose.
Yeah. And these kids today, I'm sorry, some of y'all mothers or whatever, but y'all kids got to get tougher, because I had
And,
boys, all boys, so I know the toughness of it all. You're
hmm
not going to always make it. You're not always going
Exactly.
to be number one, but it's fine.
hmm
It's fine. Now, too humble. You work with your
Yes.
friends.
Yes.
You work with friends. How is that?
All
I
right.
don't remember the guy. I'm sorry, the original guy,
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah.
Like
Shout
when
out
you worked
DJ.
with him, and then he's not there. Now you're working with Vaughn. Wasn't there
Yes.
somebody else?
I One of my other friends, Darius. He's like he's still on the show. He's one of my co-hosts as well, but he lives in Yonkers. So whenever he comes up, and
Okay.
because I what I did was, so I can expand. I went to college, got a whole bunch of friends who live in all different type parts of the world, the city, different states. What I do is I tell them like, I need y'all to scout for me,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
my friend who lives in Yonkers, I've had Yonkers talent come up here because of him. Because I'm like, yo, bro, you get all your Yonkers people, you tell them about us. I got people who came from Buffalo up here. You get your Buffalo people, you tell them about me, right? You
Wow.
you get your Florida people, you tell them about me. You get your da 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 da.
Uh-huh.
And that's another thing a lot of people need to do. They need to network. I network like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm friends with everybody. I don't care what I'm just like a likable person because I don't know. At some point, we might need to
Yeah.
collab. But
Yeah. I get it.
DJ, he was on the show at first. Things ended up happening. He had to leave the show,
Hmm.
but that's still my bro.
Right.
Still my guy. Still talk to him every single day.
Hmm.
Then now we got Vaughn, and that's the bro. But Vaughn, to be honest with you, helped me elevate this show to a new level.
Because he has that city,
Not even just his
his
person. Like
personality.
yes, Vaughn. When Vaughn came, and I was like, because I've known Vaughn, right? And I was
Uh-huh.
like, I know his personality, and I was like, yo, this would be great on the show,
Hmm.
right? Like he's hilarious. He speaks his mind.
He
Vaughn
speak.
does.
Yeah.
He does not care what you think, and he doesn't care, and I love that.
Uh huh.
You know, so he came on, and it was crazy because he was supposed to be on way before, right? It was going to be me, him, and DJ.
Uh
I was
huh.
going to bring him on, but stuff ended up happening. So then I was like, all right, come on for an episode. We're going to see how this is, right?
Hmm.
So he came on as a guest, right? It was just me and him. We were talking about LeBron James because that's our guy.
I think I
And
saw that episode. I think I
yeah,
saw that episode.
and it was a great episode. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
he's a perfect fit. He came on, and then it's been up ever since. And
Yes.
then my guy DJ Bronx Kenny, shout out DJ Bronx Kenny. He's the guy you do not see, but he is behind
That the
all the
guy that does
sounds.
all the. He
Yes,
was there
yes,
right when I
yes.
came. Okay.
hmm He's been from jump. He's great. I'm talking about Ken.
He's really nice. He is.
Yeah, and he wears so many hats in 2Humble Productions. He wears the obviously he's our sound man.
Hmm.
Uh, he's the maintenance when it comes to fixing stuff. Like I'm talking about Kenneth, he can fix anything. Anybody watching, if you need something fixed, let it hit two humble up. We can fix it for you. All right.
Like, what do you mean fix
Fix.
what?
I'm talking about electrical stuff. Um, you need something built in the house. Like he's carpentry,
Okay, so
all
you
that
guys
stuff.
in tea time, you hear that? You need something fixed? Reach out to Kenny, 2Humble Productions.
Yes. So I don't know. You've seen the table with the thing in the middle of it
The
now,
new
right?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's DJ Bronx Kenny, all freehand. Nothing.
Really? That
He
is
just
so pretty.
yes. All he did was
Well,
look
pretty.
right at this.
Hmm.
He looked right at it. We stayed in the house for a couple hours, and he got to it.
Oh wow.
But I think working with friends, well, for me, I think it's great because the chemistry is amazing,
Right.
and you don't got to try to be someone you're not.
Hmm.
With I got Dutch up there. I feel comfortable. I know he's got my back. I got his back.
Dutch.
It's oh Vaughn. Oh
See,
well,
I
Vaughn.
don't know nicknames. I'm
Okay,
like,
okay, yeah. Vaughn, yeah. But he's definitely helped make the show way
and those are the
better.
type of people that you need. Those are
Hmm
the type of. See, I don't have anybody yet.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yet.
about to say.
Because I'm like, when people post and things like how you guys can answer questions, and I can't
Hmm
even look at the comments until after
I took
everything's over. I can't even look because I'm like, it's going to interfere with my conversation.
conversation.
So
Yeah, I know how
yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah,
that is a fact.
yeah. But
Now, you wanted me to tell you about TMZ.
yes,
Okay. Now that was an experience in itself. I'll tell you that. First, how it started. I was working at the Cartwright, right?
the cart right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
I worked at the front desk.
okay.
So I was working at the Cartwright, and I'm sitting there like I shouldn't be working here.
Hmm.
Like I got a degree, I got a degree in communications, even though this is communications and media. I mean, like talking at the front desk, but I don't belong here.
Uh huh.
Like I need to get out of here. So I was always at work looking for jobs,
Uh huh.
right? So I would be at the front desk on my computer, right, on LinkedIn all day,
Uh huh.
right? So TMZ came across my thing. So I was like, oh, right. I'm like, let me apply, and it's for the city. So I'm like, all right. So I applied. The next day I get a call back, right? And while I'm at work,
Uh
they're
huh.
like, "Oh, we saw your application. We want to do an interview with you, right?" So I'm hype. I'm like, "Oh snap! Like I'm about to really, yeah,
Oh wow.
this is
Yeah.
TMZ. Like I'm about to be on. Like I could possibly work for them." So then I do the first interview. It's Skype. because the headquarters is in Los Angeles,
Okay.
right? So the first interview is Skype. So I'm sitting there, we're talking. They're showing me pictures of famous people,
Mhm.
right? Like, yo, do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? And I was like, yeah, I think I got like one person wrong.
Mhm.
All right. So then I'm like, all right, we like you. You moved on to the second interview, right? So I'm like, all right. So now, I think a couple days go by. In the second interview, I'm with the like the assignment staff, the people who assign you your assignments to where you got to go and everything.
Mhm.
So they're talking to me. I'm answering questions and whatnot, and they were like, the one thing that I really like is that you have an internship on the radio, right? So that basically helped me get the job.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, so they're like, you're on the radio, you have experience with talking to some type of celebrity and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. So like, you made it to the third interview. So I'm like, let's go. Now the third interview is down in the city with one of the field producers, right? So I go down there, right? So this is where it gets crazy. They're like, it's a 2-week contract, right? You get this job, right? You have 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, we're gonna let you know if we like you or not, right? And then and you keep going on like a 2-week basis, right? Until they feel like, all right, he's good. We can offer him like a year or two contract, right? So everybody who I was working with,
Uh-huh.
right? Only 2 of them out of like the 5 were on actual real contracts, right? So when they told me this, right, I had a decision to make.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I could go do that or stay with my job. But I'm like, without any risk, there's no type of reward. So I quit my job with the quickness.
Uh-huh.
I called the Carteret and I put in my 2 weeks. I was like, I'm gone.
Right.
Like I gotta chase it. Like I may
Right.
never have this opportunity again. Like it is what it is. Right? So I quit. I go to TMZ. I'm out there. My first week, it was hell. I'm not gonna lie. One, because I didn't really know the city like that. I go to the city, but I didn't really know it like that.
Mhm.
I'm talking about I'm covering the city, the whole city, the whole city, and each shift is no less than 10 and a half hours, right? So, and so I'm out there. You have a work phone. You get assignments like, oh, such and such is going to be here, here, here. You got to go. You gotta. I stood outside of hotels for hours to not see anybody. My first day, I stood outside of Jada Pinkett Smith's hotel room for like 7 hours
Uh-huh.
for her bodyguard to come tell me that she's not talking to me in front of the hotel because
Uh-huh.
this is like it's home. You got to catch her at the Today Show, right? And I'm like, you really made me stand out here for 7 hours, and she's really not about to speak to me. And that's how a lot of it was. I mean, I met a lot of celebrities, and I did get to speak to a lot of celebrities, but most of it is waiting around.
So
Most of it is
someone calls TMZ and lets them know that so and so is going to be at a certain location, and then you
yes.
guys run over there.
So that's one way how it goes. So all right. So there's people who give tips, right? You called into TMZ,
Mhm.
right? Then you got um, you yourself, just doing research, because there's a whole bunch of TV studios in New York City that have shows every single, like the Wendy Williams and all that.
Mhm.
They put on their website who's coming to the city, like who's coming on the show.
Right. Right.
So you just have to get to the studio like during the recording sessions and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it's not really hard to find celebrities just because they post so much,
Right.
right? So when they're in the city and you get used to it, like you'll see a building that because they'll post something and you'll see a building and you're like, I got to go over there because he's
Mhm.
over in that area or she's over in that area. So that, and then you would have to get friendly with like bellhop, drivers, and stuff like that because you could pay them for tips. So like if they called me and said such and such is over here, right, and I got them on camera,
Mhm.
I would have to pay them. I'd have a budget from TMZ to pay them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So what were you gonna say?
No, like that's kind of really putting them at risk. Like these
Yeah, 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 but
unloyal drivers and things like
yeah, but that's how it
that's
goes. You gotta
such a
talk and you gotta be pesty. Like you gotta. ask a lot of questions. You got to go up to people. You got to, you know, be a pest.
Right.
That's what I learned in this. You gotta, like, I had to be a pest. I had to ask. I had to move, push people out the way. Like, yo, you got to talk to me. I got to put the camera in your face. You know, do all, do all that crazy stuff. But
Yeah.
the one thing I didn't like about it though, right? Because they didn't tell you what a TMZ question was, right? They were like, you have to ask TMZ questions, right? And I'm like, yo, what's a TMZ question, right?
Yeah.
And it's really controversial. That's what they want. Like, I can't see somebody and ask them like, "Oh, how's your next project coming along?"
Oh, you gotta
Or
get in their business.
yes, got to get in their business. And that was one thing that was like hard for me to do, especially when I didn't know some of these people. That was also the hardest part for me was, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I know a lot of like urban and black actors
Mm-hmm.
and musicians, but when it comes to everyone else, unless they're like really like a mainstream,
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. I was outside of places seeing people that are famous that I couldn't even speak to because I was like, I don't know what to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. Just coming up with stuff like, do you know who Meatloaf is? Have you ever heard of Meatloaf?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
Well, he's like he's older.
Yeah, I met him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't speak to him because I didn't know what to say. I was
Yeah, I don't
like,
know anything about him. I just know the name Meatloaf. I know who he
yeah,
is.
yeah. So that was hard. Um, but everything else
Mm-hmm.
was a great experience. It did help me really put 2Humble in motion as well because I plan to do TMZ type stuff
Style.
as well. Yeah, exactly, because I know all the places. Me
Uh-huh.
working, I worked there for a good like 2 months, right? And
Mm-hmm.
after the 2 months, they just were like, you know, we don't like it. So I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I learned so much.
Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise.
Exactly. That's why as soon as that happened, I was like, yeah, I can really do this. Like,
Right.
I could do this myself.
Oh
Like,
wow.
I don't need. That was just, yeah. It was a
Wow.
blessing.
That's exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
like you think about Too Humble, TMZ, Too Humble. Y'all got your microphone and people facing. That sounds wow. Wow.
Soon, soon. Wait
That's
on
gonna be
it.
great.
It is. We're gonna be in the
I want
schools too.
in the schools.
Yeah. Listen, I got so many ideas. Once if Corona didn't happen,
Uh-huh.
every kid in Sullivan County would be rocking 2Humble stuff because we don't have no media out here. I'm about to put some of these like
Yeah.
for
Still
sports, what I
famous.
was going to do and what I still plan on doing when it opens, right? I'm getting into these schools. I'm going to have interns,
Mm-hmm.
right? From all the schools around here who
Mm-hmm.
want to do media, right? And who want to be reporters and do stuff like that. And what they're going to do is they're going to report on their school games.
Oh wow.
So my vision was, so 2Humble Sports,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's going to be all over Sullivan County, right? I'm gonna ask for get interns and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and their job is to cover the sports in their school,
Right.
right? So we can put on our the 2Humble Sports pages. So like they would be doing interviews after games, right? They would be live streaming the games,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm gonna have probably like a Saturday sports show
Mm-hmm.
where you know the athletes can come on the show and we can talk about what they're doing, get more film out for them because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of colleges don't come here when it comes to like sports. They're not coming because we
Mm-hmm.
live in a small town
Right.
and there's a lot of people they don't have footage.
Right.
But I'm trying to get it out there. I'm trying to have
Now let me ask you.
yes,
Okay. Now you're gonna get these kids to do these internships and
yes,
things like that. So they're gonna have to put in an application, right?
yes,
Now, what if the schools, because you're in
yeah,
Sullivan County, and let's just keep it 100, the
mm-hmm.
schools only push forward certain applications, and you don't see too many kids that look like you. How would you promote that to get the little?
Well, if anything, I'll pull up to the schools.
Okay.
Like you said, yeah, there aren't a lot of kids, yeah, who do look like us, but I mean, man, that's a good.
They
Ask the
have no
question.
role models.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, yeah, no, I would go to the
Just something to
schools.
think about.
Yeah, yeah. My plan is to. I don't want to. I want to actually go to the schools and speak with them.
Right,
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm going to be promoting it, but
right.
my promotion is I need them to see me. I don't want them to get it off of social media.
Hmm.
Like I'm going to legit like go to the school, see if I can set up like a little seminar or something,
Hmm.
and have people sign up right then and there. Like I'm going to meet everybody. I want everybody to meet me. And
Yeah,
then we go from there.
yeah. That sounds good. Because,
Yeah.
I worry about that. Because I look and
Mhm.
I see everything. I'm like, there's nothing for the kids, the little black kids.
I know.
Basically, I
I
mean, put
know.
it out there. Like, not the little brown, black, the
Yeah,
little
they don't
black
see
kids.
anybody who looks like us,
They
and
don't
I
see
ain't never
anything.
seen. It was terrible. I
Yeah,
hated it growing up.
yeah. It's just like the police force. But I'm not getting on that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I got it. Those are my issues. I'll deal with that. Um, oh my, I'm excited. I can't wait to start seeing all the little too humble things going
I
up and
re-expanding, and then because my thing is what I want to do before I leave, right? Because I ain't
hmm
staying here forever. I can't,
right,
right? I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna put a rec center here, and then I'm gone
right,
because I'm gonna do it because it's for the children, and
right.
then I'm gonna need something for the kids. So that is my goal,
Uh huh.
right? I'm because the money and
They
everything is
need it.
the money and everything is gonna come when we start getting exposure, and because like I don't worry about that because we're gonna blow. Like I already know we.
You are
Yeah,
speaking into existence. That's right.
exactly. And but yeah, we're gonna get this rec center and then I'm out of here. I ain't coming back. I'm gonna be honest with
I wouldn't say
you.
nothing here, but
I'm gonna be honest with you.
that's a great plan. That is. Now, where did I mean? We all know what humble means.
Yes. Where did the
Some
name?
people have no humility, but maybe that's why too humble is so special. You know?
Hold on, I gotta plug my laptop in real quick
Okay.
so it does not.
Okay. My phone is.
All right. Now, what was the question?
Where did the name too
Too
humble
humble.
come from?
All
Yes.
right, so this is crazy. So I didn't even come up with this name, right? So one of my bros, I don't know if I can say his name on live because he'd be skeptical about that, but he knows who he is,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're like I said, we had put out the audio at first. Remember, I said in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, you put it out, and then when I said, let's go, let's really do this. I was like, yo, guys, we need a name,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're all putting names together. People are saying stuff, and my bro was like, yo, too humble, right? And I'm like, yo, that sounds amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm just listening. I'm like, yeah, and I feel like we've been humble, like for a long time. Like we don't really boast, and we got accomplishments. Like we could say this and that, but we just keep it just humble. We don't really talk on
Right.
ourselves like that. And when he said that, I was like, yeah, Too Humble sounds great. And then I was like, nah, Too Humble Productions, right? And then from there, it just it was up. But this is the irony of Too Humble, though, right? When people come up here, I want them to be the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're always humble, but on Too Humble, this is your time to talk your stuff.
Right.
I need you to come
Sell
up.
yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We're not being too humble up here. Yeah,
Right.
we've been too humble and we are humble. But when
Right.
you come up here, it's about talking your stuff, getting your name out there,
Right.
being confident, you
Right.
know, um, and just believing in yourself, saying, what you believe, Um, and yeah, and then we just been rolling with it, and everybody's like, "Yeah, that's a great name. That's a great name." But yeah, he gave it to me. He gave it to me, and then the design came from one of my bros. He just graduated with graphic design, right?
Uh huh.
Shout out John Clark, and he hit me up and said, "Yo, I would love to do your logo for my portfolio."
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was like, you don't have to pay me. He was like, just think of this as I'm taking you out to dinner, and you just got to pay for the tip,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I was like, yeah. So then, I gave him some ideas and whatnot, and he sent back a whole bunch of stuff, and then we finally came out with that. And I was like, nah, yeah, this is it with the colors, because I
Right.
purple and pink are like they're up there as my favorite colors. It goes like
It is. Purple's
red,
definitely my
black,
favorite
purple,
color.
pink. Yeah. So I was like, we gotta incorporate those two together.
Hmm.
And then once you incorporated that, and then I saw the logo, I was like, oh, we're really doing this.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? I got the what's that thing called? The check from all right. So unemployment when Corona first happened,
Hmm.
they didn't give me like a check for like 2 months,
Hmm.
right? So they reimbursed me for like $9,000.
Uh-huh.
All right, and as soon as I got that check, I bought everything for 2Humble. I bought a $3,000 MacBook. I bought a $700 uh what's it called, soundboard. I bought all the mics. I went and bought the LLC. I went and bought the headphones, everything. I just said,
You invested in yourself,
exactly. I just
in your
said,
future.
yeah, we got to just
Right.
throw it in. It'll
Right.
come back. I bought some shirts. I bought a whole bunch. I bought like $2,000 worth of shirts to sell.
Hmm.
Like I was just like,
Yeah, like I got one on.
yes, yes. But yeah, you
Just
have to invest.
yeah.
That's a big thing. A lot of people are scared to do that. They because they don't think they're gonna make it, or a lot of people are scared of failure. But I don't. That
Right.
stuff doesn't bother me.
Exactly. If it
I
was given to you, this is something that you know within yourself
exactly.
is going to be successful. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't believe in yourself, you can't sell it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. That is a
So,
fact.
I mean, like you got it.
Yeah, and I need
And
all these people to start chasing their dreams too. That's
yeah.
one thing why, because I got a lot of people telling me, oh, you started something, like how you said pioneer, right?
Hmm.
For me,
And
I,
Jay gave me that. Jay was
yeah, I
just
saw
like,
that too.
"Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna steal it."
but
Okay.
I don't even see myself as a pioneer only because people have done this before, even in our area. I see myself more as motivation. That's what I want to be. I want to be the motivation that gets you to do what you do. I got people, asking me how to do podcasts.
Hmm.
That I motivate, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all that makes that makes me happy. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie. That is fulfilling to me when I have people calling me like, yo, I want to do something. I want to do that too.
Hmm.
I like what you're doing, and I want to do it. I want to get into that realm.
Right.
And that's why I'm always sharing. I share everybody's stuff. I don't care. There's no competition for me because
Right.
I know what I'm doing. They know it. Like everybody's doing their own thing. Like
Right.
I'm here to help. Because we
Right.
all can eat. We all can eat.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I want to be the motivation. I see all these podcasts, popping up, and I'm like, that motivates me
But they're
to,
all
to
different. They're all different.
exactly, and that's what I love. I got people
Yeah.
telling me they want to do podcasts on, because some of them were incarcerated,
Hmm.
right, and they want to talk to the youth and have other incarcerated inmates come on and speak to the youth about the decisions that they made and how they can better their life and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and like stuff like that. I love.
Uh-huh.
Right, like I love all that. I love all the types of podcasts. I'm here to help with anything.
Hmm.
I'm
That's why you're
always,
going to be successful.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Because you're not selfish, you're willing to help the next person. So you can look at it as being yeah, a pioneer. I mean, like
Hmm.
you are. I mean, I have not seen it. I've only seen things through my boys,
Hmm.
but I haven't seen young black men do things like this. Well, at all in our
Yeah.
area.
Okay, yeah, the young black. Yes, that is fact. Yeah,
So,
kind. Yeah, yeah, you're
give
right.
yourself credit. Like,
Yeah,
you the man.
yeah,
And you're helping everybody who seeks your help. And that's how
yeah.
you grow and be successful. You're not selfish.
It
Yeah.
is. You have to be able to help, to connect, to
Right.
network, because you don't know who some of these people might become.
Right.
That's what I was always taught. Like I'm nice to everybody because I'm like,
Right.
yo, who knows? In the
Right.
future, we both might be up there, or I might need his help, he might need my help, or she
Right.
might need my help, I might need her help.
Right.
You know, so that's why
Well,
I'm always trying to lend a hand, and I'm always trying to be a part of stuff too.
yeah, because I didn't know how you were going to respond. I was like, I
Yeah, I'm
don't know if
like,
he's going to say yes, and I can't afford to pay him. So, but we'll see
no,
what
no, of
happens.
course, nah, yeah, I love all that. It's motivation for me too. It
Well,
keeps me going.
I mean, you I can't stress it enough. Like you're such an example. You're such an example to the young black community here in Sullivan County because there really isn't any.
Mm,
It
yeah, that's a
isn't.
fact.
It's fallen by the wayside, and nobody seems to care. And you have these politicians and these people. They're all gearing towards a different group, not our group.
Yep.
And somebody
Hmm.
has to care.
And then
Somebody
they
has to
lie
care.
and say they want to be a part of our group, but then they don't do nothing,
No,
and
no.
it's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
BS.
it is.
And they're not really community involved. I don't know how your police are out where you live, but I'll say,
Over.
yeah,
I don't deal with the police. I
okay,
don't.
because I was gonna say the ones where I live,
Mm-hmm.
they aren't in Liberty. Don't give, and I know a good amount of them,
Mm-hmm.
but they aren't community involved.
No,
I don't see them do anything
no, no. Every
at
now and again,
all.
you'll see somebody take a picture, but it's like, where are they now? Me working for the county, I'm in every area of Sullivan County, all the
Hmm.
good, bad, the ugly, the behaviors. I can picture the cops in certain areas, like want to do a
Hmm.
photo op with, but not a little kid that looks like my boys,
Hmm.
like you.
Yeah.
So it's a front, it's a photo op. Like go
Hmm.
somewhere, sit down, sit back.
That's it was crazy last year when we had all the rallies. We
Right.
had a couple in Liberty, and they had said that actually Sheriff Schiff
Mm-hmm.
said that it could they aren't really in the community, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that it's it's their fault,
Uh-huh.
right? But still have yet to see them do anything,
Yeah.
right? And then it was crazy that later that night or maybe the day after, the Liberty Police Department posted a picture
Mm-hmm.
of them outside playing basketball with some kids,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
I
like,
remember that picture.
yeah, you only did that because of the backlash you were getting,
Yeah.
right? Y'all not outside.
No, they're not. They're
I
not.
drive around Liberty all the time. It's a small town. You're not outside. Y'all are driving around, just driving around, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not, you know, showing the kids how to do this or
Well,
like
the
I got.
excuse now is COVID. That's the excuse.
Yeah, but it can't be COVID forever. We
It
we
can't be COVID forever.
we. What was the excuse before COVID though?
I don't know. They were waiting
That's
for the night out. You know how all the towns have the
yeah,
night
the
out.
night out. Yeah, 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 but they still don't be.
They don't
They
interact.
don't. They
They
don't interact. And
no.
see, I'm glad we have this platform, right here because I'm going to be doing a book bag drive, right in August,
Mm-hmm.
right for the children. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get like 200 book bags,
I remember.
right
That was one of
with
my plans.
yeah,
Right.
book bags with filled with supplies,
Right.
right, and I was going to do it in Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's obviously like a lot of stigma right now with the police and us and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go talk to them because I want them to be a part of it, right?
Absolutely.
Because I need them to show that to show the younger children that they shouldn't be scared of anything, especially the ones who look like us, right?
Right.
Now I want those cops out there, not just standing there, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna go tell them this. I hope some of them are watching because I was gonna go down there, but I need them there, walking around, interacting. I need
Community policing.
yes, yes. I want cars open, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the little kids could go see what the inside of the car looks like,
Right.
and so they can get accustomed. So you could tell them your name, so when
Right.
they see you, they can say, "Oh, that's Officer such and such.
Right.
He's a good guy. I don't gotta be worried about him." Instead of like, "Oh snap, I see a cop and I gotta run,"
Right.
because that's the initial thing. I'm gonna be honest, especially for people like us.
Yeah.
When I was young, I saw the cops. There was nothing but we gotta run,
Right.
unless it was Officer Papo, right, or Officer DeSantos. But besides that, the rest of them, yo, we might have to book it
And
because
the crazy thing is, which is a great thing with my son being an officer, my little cousins, my little ones, and my little
see,
niece, my granddaughter, he showed them what the inside of a police car was. They got to turn on the lights and like
hmm,
they love it, but it's like all of them should be like that.
they should. They
They
sh-
should. And it's sad. I mean, it's sad. It's just my little cousins or whatever. But if they have little friends or whatever that's there at the time, Roa showed them what the inside of a police car looks like.
just so you know, like
Just so
yeah,
you know.
and maybe they might want to be cops because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, being a cop, that was like, yeah, I might actually want to be a cop. That's a
Yeah.
cool job. Now you're like, oh hell no,
Yeah.
I ain't being no what?
Yeah.
You would have lost your mind if you
Yeah.
thought I'd be a cop.
Which is terrible because it is an honorable, hard job.
It is. It's
You
just,
know, those bad
unfortunately,
apples
hmm
made it bad for everybody.
for everyone.
And I still get into it with people. I got into it with this one guy on my friends list. He had made a comment about how nobody should trust no police. I went off. Like,
Mm.
really, it's like
Yeah,
none. They're not all bad. Like, you do have some good officers calling out the bad officers, but you don't
true.
hear that. Because that does happen. But whatever. We're not on police or whatever. It was about you. We'll talk about the cops some other day.
Yeah,
But you just keep doing you.
thank you.
Anything you want to tell the people before?
We, um, follow your dreams, people. All right, don't let people tell you things that tell you stuff is unrealistic when it already has happened. That is my biggest pet peeve. People tell me that's not realistic, bro. 20 people have already done it, so
Mm-hmm.
it's realistic. You have to be consistent, right? That's the main thing. Be consistent, have hard work, and you got to believe.
Right.
If you believe, you can do anything, like literally anything. You just have to believe and just keep going.
Right. Keep going. Believe and keep
Yes,
going. Don't believe and sit
yes,
down.
exactly. You have to keep going and know that at some point in life, things are going to get bad. Like stuff is going to happen, right? Where it's like, damn, like, am I going to be able to recover? But you
Right.
have to recover.
Right.
You have to just keep going. Like
Right.
it's you weather the storm. That's what I do. And I've had some times in my life things get bad, but
Mm-hmm.
you can't get stuck in one situation. How about
Right.
that? Like you can't, like, for example, you know who Eric Thomas is?
No.
Listen to Eric Thomas, a great motivational speaker. But he talks about telling people about 9/11. He was like, you can't get stuck in 2001. Like if you get stuck in 2001, you'll never grow.
Never.
You're right. Like when my mom passed away in 2008, like if I would have got stuck in 2008, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. We wouldn't be talking. I'd have been just stuck. Like, damn, why did the world do that to me? Da, 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 da. No, you
And you're
say,
making her proud.
yeah, yes, and that's my why.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why I do that, and my father,
Right.
though, and my little sister. Those three is the reason why I work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know,
have a great support.
yes, and that's
Yes.
another thing. The support system definitely helps.
Yes.
But yeah,
Well, I thank you, Mr. Too Humble.
I thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anytime. For all of the people on, go follow Too Humble Productions, LLC.
Yes, on Facebook and Two
Face.
Humble Productions _ on Instagram. If y'all have Instagram.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I didn't know it was underscore.
Yeah, after yep.
Okay, so I'll go follow you right after this
And
on
we
Instagram.
live tomorrow.
Okay, it's rap though. Is it?
Yeah, and I remember one of the things I think you were gonna ask me is the audience that I'm trying to get to,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm trying to get to every audience
Right,
right now. Obviously, music is big in our area, and it's just big because there's so many people who make music,
right,
right? And I was like, music to me is what I love because I don't make it, right?
right.
Like I can't rap, but that's not me at all. I'll never. But the way music makes me feel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like with emotions, just and everything, I just love it. And I love talking to people who make music because I just want to pick their brain and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I plan to hit everyone. I'm talking about from the youth to older.
Older.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. To older, everybody. I want everybody in tune. I'm gonna have a show for everyone,
Okay.
and we're just gonna keep going up.
Okay. I mean, I'll share. I mean, I don't listen to all of that,
No, yeah, I
but
know.
I'll share it and
Yeah,
everything. And I
yes.
just wish you much luck,
Thank
much
you.
success. I'm looking forward to seeing those internships and Too Humble all over the
Yes,
place.
yes. And if you know any youth
I don't.
who might be interested in holding a camera or doing some stuff, or
Uh-huh.
let me know because
All right.
I'm trying to get people involved
I
because we
got
can
you.
grow. We can get even bigger. We just need people involved.
Right. All right.
So.
If I know of anybody or know of anybody that knows someone,
Exactly.
I'll shoot
Yeah.
them your way.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It was
Yes.
wonderful. Good night,
Yes.
everybody.
Good night.